Hey, howdy folks. This is Rampage Reviews Backlash for 2016. Well, hot damn folks, that was a hell of a show. So I went in with low expectations for this. Other than AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, I really didn't think this show was going anywhere. And boy was I wrong. Jeez. So let's go through the card. Our pre-show match that was not set ahead of time, we had Baron Corbin backstage complaining to Daniel Bryan that he has beat the world champion, doesn't get the respect he deserves, left off SmackDown, left off the pay-per-view. Why are you talking to Apollo Crews and not me? Okay, let's let you guys have a match. And they probably gave him 15 minutes on the pre-show, which was pretty rad. They had plenty of time, great storytelling, and it was the story of the power of Baron Corbin versus the agility of Apollo Crews. And this is great. This is someone bumping like they need to for Baron Corbin. Like, this is the first time I felt like he was a monster and he felt dominant in the ring. It was amazing. In the end, Baron Corbin gets the win. He hits End of Days and pins Apollo Crews cleanly. Once again, amazing match. I think both men come out of this looking better than they left. Which is going to be a theme for this entire night. Is almost every single match out there, everyone comes out looking better than they went in. The other big thing during the pre-show is we got our first look at Alexa Bliss's new look. All of her makeup is done half and half, so it's very sort of Harley Quinn-esque. With pigtails, she's still got the red tips, and her ring attire is now mostly black with some pink accents, some blue accents, and her makeup is half and half pink and blue. Very cool look. People are comparing it to Lollipop Chainsaw, to Harley Quinn. It's amazing. My Twitter feed was talking about it from the moment she set foot on the screen, all the way through the Baron Corbin Apollo Crews match, all the way to basically the start of the pay-per-view. And we start off the pay-per-view with one of my few complaints about the entire night. Is when they kicked off the first SmackDown Live, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon's entire pitch was, this is not a show about management, it's a show about wrestlers. And almost every show since then has started off with either Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon. And this is no different. We start off with Shane McMahon coming to the rings, then we've got Daniel Bryan coming to the ring, announcing the women's title match. They're crowning the first ever inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion, and bring out the ladies. We did not need them to come out to do that. There's enough pomp and circumstance around this that we did not need management to show up there to elevate it. And this is an amazing match. So we have Becky Lynch, Carmella, Natalya, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. Six-pack challenge, elimination rules. This is a great match. Some people were complaining, why are they throwing each other out of the ring? It's simple. You know what? It's a silly mechanic to let the camera focus on 2 or 3 people at a time. And it works. But please, for the love of God, tell the commentary this and don't have them pointing it out every 30 seconds. I love this. Everyone got their chance to shine, to show off. My highlight of the entire match and my MVP, she's eliminated first. Alexa Bliss. She came in showing lots of attitude, lots of... Spunk's not the right word, just lots of attitude and lots of up there, in your face. There's an amazing powerbomb superplex spot, and she immediately slides in the ring and starts trying to pin each one of them and tossing them out when they won't basically surrender. I love it. She hit a Canadian Destroyer from the corner in the middle of the match. Sunset Flip Pile Driver, whatever you want to call it. When's the last time we saw one of those in a WWE ring? I don't think ever. Well, maybe with the Cruiserweight Classic, but that doesn't count. So we have a bunch of things that happened in the course of this match. A lot of it was building the escalation of Carmella versus Nikki Bella. They sort of tease them squaring off. When they do get to square off, it's not very long. And yes, Alexa Bliss takes the first pinfall. Nikki Bella, I think, is the second or third. But as soon as Nikki Bella gets her pinfall victory, Carmella rolls her up immediately from behind and gets the cheap pinfall on her. Perfect way to not hurt Nikki Bella, elevate Carmella, and continue their feud. I thought that was awesome. We come down to the final two being Carmella taking on Becky Lynch. And Becky does it. Becky gets the pinfall. She hits the disarmer, wraps Carmella up for the win, taps her in the middle of the ring, and she is our inaugural tag team champion. It was amazing. And I'm almost choked up thinking about it. This has been sort of the story that's been told since SmackDown's been formed, is this is Becky Lynch's time to shine. Put her at the top of the mountain, let everyone else sort of climb up to try to meet her. Amazing. From there, we have The Miz taking on Dolph Ziggler. And, my God, folks, somebody took the training wheels off of everyone tonight. I don't know what the speech that was given. I don't know who said, take the regulators off. Do whatever you need to do to sell these matches. But my God, these guys went 110% the entire match. It was awe-inspiring. Both of them are breaking up moves I have never seen them do before. One of the most amazing things I saw was Miz has started incorporating Daniel Bryan's moves and his taunts into his repertoire. Before coming out to the match, actually has a confrontation with Daniel Bryan and saying, you know what, after I win this match, I want to renegotiate my contract. I'm an A-lister. I deserve better than this. It was insane. And Miz broke out a move I don't think I've seen in forever. He actually hoists Dolph Ziggler up in a powerbomb after he actually counters the Faymaster into a powerbomb. It actually slingshots him off the ropes, spins around, it hits the sit-out powerbomb. Only gets like 2 in like 7/8 count out of it, but it's an amazing spot. In the end, like I called it, Maurice gets involved. Dolph Ziggler's in the ropes. She hits him with some sort of hairspray in the face. He's blinded. Miz locks him up. Skull-crushing finale for the 1, 2, 3. I thought it was an awesome way to end the match. It's an amazing back-and-forth match, and people cry, oh no, you've ruined the match by having a cheap finish. No. Miz is a heel. This is what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to cheat to win. It's amazing. Also, I'm pretty sure at this point Maurice is your Intercontinental Champion, and Miz just fights for her at this point. Amazing match. Up next, we have the Hype Bros. Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley come out in new red ring gear. I dig the fact that Zack Ryder's ring gear actually on the back says Zack Down Live. I thought that was pretty awesome. Called that out. Versus the Usos. New look. They're dressed in all black. One of them's got a little bit of accent on his leg. But I dig it. They don't have matching ring gear anymore. One of them has full tights. The other one has sort of the baggy shorts, but with the tights underneath. They're both dressed in full black. One of them has a couple of white accents. And they come with these like white hoodies. So I was digging the new look. The super, super serious attitude. Like, they're just in there to hurt people. Granted, they came out to the old music. Their Titantron still says play in the paint, and they don't have face paint anymore. People point that out. I'm like, you know what? We're talking about the Usos having a new attitude and a new look. The idea of a sudden change would sort of, it wouldn't feel correct if they've already got new music and they've got new Titantrons ready for them. That would make it feel planned. But they adds the spontaneity of it. And this was a great match. It's a lot of the Usos cutting off the ring, keeping Zack Ryder in there. Ryder was your face in peril for most of the match. And lots of denying the tag, basically, just cutting off the ring. It's like, once again, we're back to basic tag team match psychology, and they're doing it so well. Oh, this is an amazing match. I had so much fun with this. In the end, the Usos get the win. They did the sort of wrap one of the guys up, hit the super kick to the thigh, and then wrap them up sort of like almost Indian deathlock with the sort of arm trapped as well. It's the tequila sunrise that Conan used to use. Awesome to see it go through it. Awesome to see it. From there, we have, well, earlier in the show, they show Bray Wyatt beating the crap out of Randy Orton backstage, slamming his leg in a door repeatedly, and sort of laughing about it. Twitter was a buzz the entire afternoon about Randy Orton not being able to compete, not being cleared to wrestle. So we all wonder what's going to happen. So Bray comes out, and someone hands the ring announcer a piece of paper, basically is like, Randy Orton will be unable to compete, but Bray Wyatt still wants his mandatory 10 count to get the forfeit. So the referee actually does start the match. You get the 10 count from the referee, and the match is awarded to Bray Wyatt. And Bray goes to leave, and the ring has a, but now that Bray's got the win, we now have a no-holds-barred match schedule against this man. And you get a few moments pause as the crowd goes, I wonder who it's going to be. And it's Kane. A lot of people were like, what the hell, why is Kane here? The fact that it's Kane in this case doesn't matter. This was, we kept Bray Wyatt on the card and he got a match. And it was no holds barred. And this is what I was expecting out of Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. This match was brutal. Chair shots, table spots, and it wasn't unsafe. They were like chair shots that you expect. These sort of chair shots to the gut, chair shots to the back. The big table spot was a Bray Wyatt running across the SmackDown announce table and hitting a senton on Kane through the Spanish announce table. So they weren't super risky spots, but they're all the spots that speak to violence without actually being too dangerous. Kane goes for a couple different moves. I loved the fact that Kane countered out of Sister Abigail a couple times. Bray hit a standing Uranagi on Kane on the chair. Amazing. In the end, Randy Orton does show up. He sort of slowly limps down to the ring, which is a distraction to Bray Wyatt, but Kane doesn't finish him off quite. Randy Orton slithers in, hits the RKO, slides out, and then Kane gets your victory. Sure, it's a cheap win for Kane, but Kane's not the story they're telling here. The story they're telling is Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. And what this has done is Bray Wyatt, what most people forgot, got the win over Randy Orton to start. Yes, he took a pinfall loss to Kane, but he didn't lose to Kane. He lost to Randy Orton. And the scales balance there, which I think is really cool. From there, we have our tag team match. We have the Usos taking on Heath Slater and Rhyno. And once again, I'm digging the new attitude from the Usos. They come out, they get things done. In this case, it's cut off the ring, it's keep Rhyno out. And they kept Rhyno out for most of the match. Except they can't quite contain the man-beast, and at the very end of the night, they get cut in half with a gore. And Heath Slater and Rhyno are your winners, your inaugural tag team champions for SmackDown, and Heath Slater has his contract. Not the direction I would have gone with the match, but you know what? It was an amazing match. Like, this was super awesome, this was super intense, and I dug it. Like, this show is so well put together. Expectations were low going in. Expectations were somewhere on a 5.5 or a 6. And this show all night is like an 8 or a 9, even a 10 at some points. And we haven't gotten to the main event yet. We have the new face that runs the place, who he demands the referee announces him as so. AJ Styles taking on the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose. And if the rest of the card turned it up to 11, they turned it up to 12. They hit everything in the book. I love the fact that AJ Styles spent most of the match talking trash to Dean Ambrose, shoving him around, pushing him around like, you can't hang with this, you can't hang with me, you don't have what it takes. And they were just going move for move, counter after, well, not even counter after counter. It's like taking a big spot, and then someone else would take control, hit another big spot. It was amazing. AJ even hit the slingshot 450. Dean Ambrose manages to kick out. Dean Ambrose goes for dirty deeds. And AJ Styles shoves him off into the referee. The referee gets knocked, addled, and I love it. AJ looks at the referee, looks at Ambrose, kicks him in the junk, picks him up, Styles clash, 1, 2, 3, and he gets the victory. This is an amazing match, folks. This is like a 9.5 out of 10 match by itself. Sure, it's a cheap win. He's a heel. He's supposed to cheat to win. That's the point of it all. Hell, during the course of this match, the crowd was probably, it started about 50-50 Ambrose Styles. By the end of the match, it was like 95% of the crowd wanted AJ Styles. This is amazing. He debuted at the Royal Rumble. He is now the WWE World Champion. He is the face of the WWE right now. Who'd have thunk it? A year ago, no one would have thought he'd even be in the WWE, and now he is the champion. What a time to be alive. This is amazing. Let's take a quick look here. Actually, I want to grab my notes of what my predictions were going into this. Let's see how I did. My predictions for Miz versus Ziggler. I wanted Ziggler. I predicted Miz with shenanigans. What did we get? That's right, Miz with shenanigans. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. What did I want? I wanted Bray Wyatt to win. What did I predict? Randy Orton. You know what? Kane might have gotten the pinfall victory. I think Orton still wins. I'm going to take it. Usos versus Hype Bros. I predicted the Usos. You know what? We were right. Usos versus the Hype Bros. My prediction was the Usos. I really thought their heel run was going to continue. We'd still get the continuation of Heath Slater as a free agent. We did not get that. We have Heath Slater now cemented on SmackDown. But they gave both these matches enough time that we have cemented the Usos as heels. So we can actually have the Usos as these dominant heels feuding with American Alpha. We can have another tag team story of who's going after the championships, being Rhyno and Slater. So that works out even better than I expected. Six-pack challenge. I predicted AJ Styles. Oh, sorry. I predicted Becky Lynch. We got Becky Lynch. Boom. For Ambrose versus Styles, I predicted Styles. We got Styles. So how did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 matches. I went 5 out of 6. Not bad. So that's it, folks. That's my review of Backlash. I thought it was an amazing card. Well, I thought it was an average card on paper, an amazing show overall. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Any questions or suggestions, things you thought I got right, things you thought I got wrong, put them down in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, please share, use the hashtag, it's right there, Rampage Reviews, and we'll see you next time.